Yeah, just shortly to me, I think most of you know me. I'm Karsten, working for itemis already since 15 years. I'm Eclipse committer since 10 years, mainly working on Xtext. I think most of you heard of this also. And I also work now on the Eclipse platform. And I'm contributing to several projects there. And this is also what my talk is about, because I see many problems and I hope to solve them all. And so I came across many projects which have problems. I want to talk today about the error reporting system. I think you may have faced such a pop-up message already. So something has happened. Do you want to sign in and send reports? You can leave your email address. You can leave your name. You're not forced to that. But you could send just problems whenever they appear in your IDE. And as a result, you can get feedback. In this case, this is a problem that won't be resolved. It's a small UI freeze, and it has been decided already automatically that there won't be any fix. But in other cases, it says, hey, thank you for a report, and yeah, we received that. And yeah, but what happens with these reports? I want to show you now what's behind the scenes. The Eclipse Automatic Error Reporting was introduced with Eclipse Mars, so 3.5 years ago, by a company called CodeRails, and they have been developing this system, and is actually also a product of them, and they provide this for the Eclipse infrastructure. And yeah, the system is now enabled at the moment for 160 Eclipse projects. And as you see, we collect many problems. At the moment, 71,000 problems, and yeah, almost half of them are unresolved. So there's much to do. And we have almost 3 million incidents collected. That's yeah, every exception that occurs is an incident. So this is a distinction between incident and problem. The problem is aggregated incidents. Whenever an incident happens, it is analyzed, and there's yeah, a duplicate detection, and it looks, okay, is there already something similar? Then we collect this to a problem. Of course, we cannot go through 3 million incident reports. So it's already hard enough to solve 30,000 problems. Okay, so what happens behind the scenes now? The user can get feedback whenever something changes to the report. For example, this is a problem that I faced someday, and actually I looked into the system and found out that this problem, which was the problem reported to Xtext, is actually not related to Xtext, but by a project that uses Xtext, namely JHipster IDE. And yeah, I found that out, and then I went to the GitHub project of JHipster and reported that. And in the error reporting system, I said, okay, this here is actually a problem in JHipster. We can close that. And the user, in this case me, got an email. Hey, your problem has been reported. That's not Eclipse, and go there and you can see what happens with the problem. Or in the other case, that someone assigns a problem or actually resolves the problem. Then you always get an email. Now let's look what a committer sees. Who of you is an Eclipse committer? So good news for you. You can use that now, what you're seeing. For all the others, that's only for committers. You can't see that. So you have to be a committer to actually use the error reporting system. But you will know what in half an hour what we do with that. First thing that we get is a weekly report. In this case, this is here an Xtext report, and we see that several problems yeah, have been active, and we have one problem that we actually did not solve, which has many reporters. We don't know really actually how to reproduce that, but we have tracked this already with a bug report. and yeah, someday we may resolve that. Often problems are hard to reproduce, and so it's not that easy to fix them. But for example, in the XX project, we really take care. So we look at the weekly reports that we get, and if there's something new, like in this case, this is a new report here above, and look at this, and maybe we can solve that already. Or like other projects, like the platform, Eclipse platform, yeah, we get there more reports, of course, many of them unconfirmed. So that's example of a project that does not track these error reports that frequently like XX does. The error reporting client for committers is available through this website. We will now go through some screenshots of that, and later I will show you this live. And we try to fix also live a bug. First thing that that we see when we just reach the website is the dashboard of all projects. We see here 159 projects listed here, and there you can drill down into the projects, or you can go here to problems or incidents. Each project has a dashboard which shows some statistics, like how many closed or open bugs they have. And you see for platform, yeah, 2,400 issues have been active in 1 month, in the last month. So there's activity on these problems, and you may take care of that. Of course, there may be also problems already reported that have been fixed long ago, and they still stay in the system, but they are no longer active then. And actually, the error reporting system detects that also. When there's a long amount of inactivity, then the problems are marked as inactive. You can also see the timeline, how many incidents per week, per month, per year you see for a project, what kind of exceptions are throwing, all the dashboards are there. We will see this later live. The next thing is you can go to the problems, and you can actually do queries on the problems. What is the state of the problem? What is the kind of a problem? Normal problems, or is it a third-party problem? Is it a UI freeze? That's the kinds that you can select. You see the projects that occur here. And for me, it's interesting always how many reporters do the problems have. You see, some problems have thousands of reporters. So it may be worth to focus on these problems. Yeah, that's normal query that I usually do. I sort by reporters and go through the list and look if I can do something there. That's normal work that I do when I wait for builds, for example. Then I go to the reporting system and see, oh, can I make a quick fix there? When we select one of these problems, then we see, what exception has been thrown, in which class, in which method, in which line of the code. We see the stack trace here around. And yeah, that's just one representative in the problem report. But as I said before, there are many incidents to that problem. So what I usually do is look at the incidents then. So the single occurrences. That's then what you see here. Sometimes you see your names. So whenever a user decided, I want to publish my name, or even my email address, then you can actually contact them. I already did this also. Sometimes I said, okay, contact all the 20 users that have this problem. Can you give me more information on that? I want to solve this problem for you. And sometimes you get feedback also for that. When you then look into one of the problem reports in the incidents, then you see, sometimes also sensible data. And that's the reason why you, as a contributor, can't access the committer's view here, because you're not allowed to see sensible data You see paths, usernames, maybe project names, and so. I don't do any harm with that. I don't evaluate this information. And what you also see is in which environment this occurs. For me, always interesting is what is the product version of Eclipse that was actually involved in this single accident. Java version, you see, it's usually not that interesting. Operating system, yeah, usually on all. But in this case, it's actually an incident that happened on Windows. On the problems page, you see all the environments that reported that problem. So, and when you have this information, you can have many low-hanging fruits, and yeah, we want now to pick some of them. I've searched for 2 examples. There's one, yeah, always null pointer. That's the easiest thing to analyze. And let's have a look at this null pointer in the smart import wizard. So we have here an incident. We see, okay, there's a null pointer going to the stack trace. We see it's happening in the smart import wizard in line 212. Okay, let's look what's happening here. In this class, smart import wizard, line 212. Oh, not the place where this null pointer occurs, huh? So was this the right location? What I do then is go a little bit low, and then I see, oh, this happened here in product version 4.6.3. And of course, I have to know now the source in version 4.6.3. But thanks to egit, that's quite easy. I take this class, and then I can say compare with branch, tag, or reference. And of course, the releases of Eclipse platform are tagged. The pattern is R46. Wait a second, that's one of the blocking issues that I hate. But now I can say, okay, let's select version 463 of that class. And now go to that line and see what happens. On the right side, let's make this a little bit bigger here. We see what is the reason of the null pointer. Do you know? Location returns null. Resource get location for whatever reason can return null. We could have a look into the interface, and I think the documentation will also say, okay, this can return somehow null. This method returns null. Okay. But if you look on the left side, let's say the source has changed. Can this null pointer still occur? No. It's already fixed. So this is a situation, okay, that we have a bug that has happened in the error reporting system, and this has been already fixed. Okay, then there must be a bug report with that. Let's have a look. Who has changed that? I go to ruler, say show revision information, and then I will see, okay, here's a change. And Andre has fixed that when in 2016 already, and it's actually fixing this bug. So I can say, okay, this error report is related to that bug. Next thing that I would do now is to say, this problem has been resolved by that bug. And this is something, again, that I could do with this error reporting system. And I'll show you how. I'm going from the incident back to the problem. see, okay, here this problem has been reported by 33 reporters on these systems, and you see, okay, this is not tracked in Bugzilla. Not true. We can say here, link this with the bug report. I'm pretty sure this won't work. There's actually currently a problem with the client and the communication to Bugzilla. But let's just try it. Not sure. Maybe the guys have fixed that, but I did not get any notice about that. So say, okay, this is linked with that bug. Ah, okay, good, perfect, worked. And now, yeah, a little bit later, it gets synchronized with Bugzilla, and it get recognized. Oh, this bug has already been solved, and the users, the 33 users, get the email. Oh, this problem has been solved already. Okay. Second use case. Again, a null pointer. In some class, text selection navigation location, and yeah, this is also one of the problems that I have as a contributor. I never heard of that class. I don't know the code. I've never written this. I've never used that. Actually, don't know how to use it. Yeah, but somewhere null pointer in that. But let's have a look. We're good developers. We can read code. Okay, so same procedure. We see, okay, here's a null pointer happening in the constructor of text selection navigation location line 64. Now we know it already better. We go to the incidence of that problem, take one, doesn't really matter which one, and look. This was 4272. Take the class, compare with revision. So R472. Okay. Which line was it again? The null pointer, it's in 64. Okay. Let's have a look. What can be the problem? Can be the part is, yeah, the part can be null. Selection provider could be null. So this has to be guarded. And actually, it's not really expected that there should be any selection. If there is no selection, then we can just simply return. So solution should be we guard that thing and that thing. And yeah, if one of both is null, then we simply return. Okay, and looking to the left side, nothing has happened here. So this is actually a bug. Then let's solve that. First thing, I go back to the problem report and try to create a bug now. Can now say create a bug report. Hope that this is working now, but now I have to say, okay, what is the product of that? Okay, where is it? It's Workbench. So Eclipse platform. Oh, come on, where's the platform? Yeah, platform. Component is UI. And the version in which this happens is, where is it? Don't see it here. 472. Yeah, right, 472. Okay. Okay. And now I can decide, is there any sensible data? And I have to set this flag. This is enabled by default. But if this is a bug report that anybody should be able to read, then I can just remove that. Here's nothing special in there, and so I can say, okay, this bug report can be read by anyone. Create that, and hopefully it's working. No, that's the bug. So there's a problem currently with the integration in Bugzilla. But let's just assume we would have a bug. We can also report this on Bugzilla directly. Let's create a bug. Eclipse platform. So this would be normally done automatically. npe in so getting a stack trace from the error reporting. No, sorry, back here. Okay, I make a reference to the problem report. Okay, submit the bug. Then I have bug number. Take the bug number, create a branch out of that. I'm switching to a new branch. Team, repository, switch to new branch. Fix the bug. Okay. So, which one of the, here it is. Okay, so this is the change. I'm submitting a change ID, I'm having my sign off, and then I say bug is 45044. And then commit and push, ref for master, push to Garrett. Yeah, and then the patch is submitted to Garrett's system. We will immediately get an email. So we have a branch now. I should get an email now. Let's have a look. Not yet. No. I should get one. Or do I see already which? Here. Okay. And I can see, look now into the Garrett system. And already the build has started, tries to build that one and gets feedback. Actually, it cannot be merged at the moment because I have to rebase this on the latest master. That's one of the typical things I have to do. Yeah, now it's able to be merged after the build has been successful. And then I can say, okay, this is a trivial change. I can submit this immediately. Okay, now it takes a while until this has been built. So this we can't do in this session now. Okay, so we were able actually to fix a bug which has been there in Eclipse for quite a while. So now let's browse a little bit through this client. So we see all the projects. We go to the platform project. for the example. So you see, okay, we have quite a huge number of open, new, or unconfirmed. So half of the problems that has been reported to Eclipse platform are still not resolved. So you can help. Problem is only that that you can only help if someone has created a bug, so that you actually can read this problem. And this is again, yeah, our duty as a committer to decide. Okay, here's something that someone could be able to work on. Or when you are already a committer, yeah, just go to the system and look into the problems and help fixing them. It doesn't matter in which project the problem occurs. Yeah, just get the sources, switch to a branch, submit to Garrett, done. So, and if many people would help to do this, the stability of Eclipse yeah, dramatically increases, and it actually has dramatically increased over the past years now. Okay, you see, yeah, what kind of solutions we have. Most of them are yeah, here fixed, or sometimes you say, okay, this is not a valid report for us. We cannot reproduce this enough. This is also something that we could do. If we see some of the problems, we can say, okay, not enough context information for us. We can say, okay, this is invalid for us. Please provide more information to triage that. We can see we have small amount of freezes, and the others are normal reports. I'm interested also especially in the freezes. So whatever blocks UI and hinders people to work further with Eclipse. You see what kind of exceptions are occurring, quite a lot, and yeah, many dashboards. So another thing, the typical way that I work is I get these AERI reports. Actually, I got yesterday some. Graffiti is not interesting for me at the moment. Let's take Xtext. And the first thing that I'd go is here to the unresolved thing. So, and from there I can link to the problems. And okay, this error that you've seen has tripled already, so we should really care. But you can help. It's a bug report there. I don't know if it's a real problem. Not every incident that occurs is a problem. It's just that something happens and this is logged, and yeah, when we decide that's not a real problem, we can also create auto-close rules in the error reporting system and say, okay, when this stack trace element occurs, then please close that. This is definitely a problem here. JUnit 5 integration is something which has been added recently to Eclipse, to Xtext, and this is no class def found error always means, okay, there's a mismatch of versions that are running, and yeah, this should be a little bit looked at. For example, here we don't have PDE installed. We didn't expect that. We usually have PDE installed when we work on Xtext, but obviously this can occur. Never ever you would get a report for that from the user. That's also dramatic change between yeah, normal error reporting and the automatic error reporting. I would not expect that some user would yeah, try to reproduce this, create an Eclipse account, show the stack trace, say which plugin versions do you have, which Java version do you have. That's quite an amount of work that you have to do, and many of them say, okay, well, I don't care. I work around, don't care. But they expect somehow that someone will fix this someday. But if we never know, how should we fix that? And you see, these kind of problems we can see now through this error reporting system. So it's a very valuable tool for us. Okay, I'm almost at the end. 5 minutes, yeah, perfect. I see this tool is good, but of course there are some things that we could improve here. For example, for me it's very important to see the real version of the platform when I see the problem report. On the problem report I see just one representative and all the possible platform versions in which that occurred, and I could not relate it directly to the platform version. So I have to go to the incidents page, select one incident, see there the version, and it would be better if this would be just information on the first page. And you see that I had to switch to my development environment and look up there. But actually, I think it would be possible also to directly link to the source system, so that you know if you know for certain projects there are rules how to locate the Git repository, how to locate the tag that is related to some platform version. Okay, there must be some logic, but I think it's possible to configure this for some project, for Xtext, for platform, whatever. This would be definitely possible, and would be great if we directly link to the source in the web to see, okay, this line, this is the problem. Also, a problem is that it can happen that you see, okay, we have multiple problems reported, which actually is the same bug. But you can only relate to one bug, okay? You can relate the multiple problems to the same bug, but you don't see this in the bug report. You only see this for the first problem that you reported. So there's actually one place in the Bugzilla ticket which says see also, and would be great if it would be possible to automatically add the links to there. And yeah, we have also the situations that we get false positives in the duplication detection, and maybe we want to search for similar problems that have this similar stack trace, but are different problems, so to collect them all. I had this, for example, for resource synchronization. You know this typical thing that, yeah, when something has been deleted on a file system, but Eclipse doesn't know about that, then multiple things can occur, and of course this happens all the projects. But this has been fixed in the resources plugins. And there are many dead problem reports now in the error reporting system. But this is a really, really great tool to get many reports from users. They don't have to care except for saying, okay, I want to submit data for you. And yeah, then we can get this. And we can focus directly on those things that are pressuring for the users. Many people are reporting this or having this problem, then we can focus on that. And we can focus on the low-hanging fruits like SWT exception. Widget is disposed, you know that whenever you access a widget, it can be that that is already disposed for some reason. You don't know the reason really, it's hard to reproduce this, but usually you have to guard this always. So that's also low-hanging fruits, and all the null pointers that are low-hanging fruits. So, and if we pick them, the robustness of the Eclipse platform increases dramatically. So, yeah, I think I'm through here, and just to mention, this is actually something that you also can use for your own product. It's a product, yeah. You would be interested. It's not a product of us from itemis. It's from CodeTrails. I'm making some advertisement in their direction, but yeah, Eclipse is about collaboration. That's a great tool, and if you have Eclipse-based products, really products that you ship to customers, and then it's a great tool that you could integrate to get the problems for your product automatically reported. We also do this for our tools. We also have some Eclipse-based tools at itemis, and we use that also. Yeah, so thank you for your attention, and don't forget to vote. Max?
How are the incidents grouped by or the problems grouped by projects? Do you specify like a prefix for the topmost stack in the stack trace?
It's a good question. Yeah, actually, it is looked in the stack trace. What happens there when something is X-text related, then it will be likely reported to X-text. But when you look at this, it could be also that that you see, okay, no, that's not X-text. That's actually a platform problem, or a user problem. Some DSL that uses X-text, so you have to move that to a different component. So there can be wrong associations. It's just a guess, heuristics that they do.
But you can move it manually.
You can move it. Yeah, the problem report is associated to a certain project, but you can say, okay, no, that's not that project. Please assign it to there.
I'm using that for my own product. It's possible to customize that kind of full matching tools, or is it somehow?
I cannot tell how, about this. For me, it's a black box. I'm pretty sure that that the guys from CodeTrails can do customization work on that.
Is there a way to remove some reports that has been fixed by another bug because it doesn't occur anymore?
That's one thing that you should be careful about that. Let's see if I can see this, for example, for the platform. It would be likely something I can show you there. Come on. Platform. No, it's Eclipse platform. And if you go there to the problems reports here and search by, I think it's by reporters. So you see, okay, these are inactive.
But since when? Maybe
that's a problem. Yeah, inactive means it hasn't been reported in the recent releases, but it doesn't say that has been solved.
Yeah, okay.
If it's okay, I have to stop. Okay. Thank you for your attention. I'm still here, drinking a beer, share information for beer.